We begin with the second largest bank failure in U.S. history. Several regional banks have halted trading today when their stock value tumbled. Now, this all started with Silicon Valley Bank's failure last week. U.S. regulators are giving customers access to all their funds today. HSBC acquired the U.K. branch of Silicon Valley Bank for just £1. That will save thousands of tech startups in Britain. The government will also cover customers of New York-based Signature Bank. Regulators seized control of that bank last night. This is part of the safety measures put in place after the 2008 financial meltdown. The president made it clear this morning taxpayers are not on the hook for these payments.
Look, the bottom line is this. Americans can rest assured that our banking system is safe. Your deposits are safe. Let me also assure you, we will not stop at this. We'll do whatever is needed.
Our own Errol Barnett is covering this story from Santa Clara, California. So, Errol, members of the FDIC are at the bank where you are. What are they telling you?
Good day to you, Elaine. Great to chat with you. Just moments ago, as SVB opened its doors for the first time since failing last week, a line of customers, which by now totals more than 24 people, finally got some type of communication from the FDIC. A woman named Deirdre Dawn says only business as usual inside. Customers had very specific questions for her on if they would be able to make transactions for payroll. All she said was that once they get inside, and they're only allowing inside 3 customers at a time, they should be able to have access to all of their money, and they should be able to do with it what they wish. Now, when we spoke with some of the clients who are lined up behind me, and, you know, SVP is the home to a lot of tech startups and tech firms here in the Silicon Valley region, they were saying they don't really believe that will be the case. They have very specific and particular questions for their millions, in some cases tens of millions of dollars, which sit just behind that wall effectively. They've already gone through an emotionally grueling 72 hours since the bank failed at the end of last week. They haven't had any communication from the bank specifically. And in fact, Elaine, this morning as we arrived, we saw a notice posted on the window, which was simply the FDIC announcement over the weekend. So it seems as though regulators are saying this bank will operate as usual as a bridge, and they will have access to their funds. But as you see, a lot of the folks here who have lined up for many hours already aren't so sure that will be the case.
Errol, it's so fascinating to hear of those latest developments, and we've seen several regional banks, meantime, halt trading today. How is the Treasury Department trying to stabilize this situation?
Well, that's what led to such what seemed as was frenetic action over the weekend. CBS News was learning that in countries like Israel and the UK, where this bank has international branches, those governments moved to take over assets there. And so here in the United States, the Treasury, the FDIC and the Fed, in a coordinated effort, made it clear that they would effectively do what they are meant to do. I mean, the FDIC is supposed to keep track of these banks. They're supposed to be aware of how much risk they pose on any given day. This past weekend, they made the announcement that they would make sure all of these customers do have access to their funds. But once again, these folks, and they're very sharp, they want to know more specifics about that. And partly because the Treasury took these moves so that the Asia markets, the European markets, and this morning here in Wall Street in the U.S., that there wasn't a negative reaction to U.S. banking, and specifically banking in the tech sector. This is really giving us one example of what's happening in one sector of the economy and in one region, but it certainly does raise a lot of questions about why regulators didn't do more, Elaine, sooner.
Yeah, that is a central question indeed. Errol Barnett for us. Errol, thank you.